award ceremonies, Olympics, all these events will affect fashion or the design of the garments and products. Right? Hmm? Celebrities, fashion influencers will influence fashion, what we wear, what we want to wear, hmm? because we get influenced by them. Hmm? Economy, again, money, as we said before, money, financial status will affect fashion industry. So these were things that we discussed in the previous class. Psychological factors like our mood, what we think, all these factors affects what we wear. And if we are a person with some kind of image to protect, if we are a person with an image to protect, we need to dress according to that, right? Even though we don't want to. Abhiram, this is fashion studies class, Abhiram. Okay. Okay, Agna, I see a video of Agna. If you are facing any kind of network issues, please let me know. Otherwise, you are not allowed to keep your videos off. Okay. So psychological factors. If you are a person with an image to protect, you need to dress accordingly, right? Even though you don't want to, right? As a politician, we can take example of a politician. Maybe he wants to dress really fancy, want to wear a hoodie, denim, jeans, shirts, want to carry a branded bag, mobile phone, or watch, but that will question his genuinity, right? How genuine he is as a politician. People will think, yes, he's using people's money to buy all these things. He's not a good politician, right? He's using others' money to buy, to live a luxurious life, right? So as a politician, he's having an image to protect. So he needs to dress accordingly, as simple as possible, as polite as possible. So that is why they always wear this color, white and white, carrying a black purse in their pocket, right? Okay. So as a politician, they need to protect their image. They have an image to protect, need have an image to carry. So they need to dress accordingly. And in the other case, we can use fashion. We can use fashion to portray ourselves, to portray who we are, how we are. Right? We can wear anything we like. Unless, why is your video off? Unless if you keep your videos off, then I'm gonna cut your attendance. Okay. So that is freedom within social norms, duality of fashion, and a psychological factor. Then social factors, as we discussed in the last class, ethical concerns and practices. What is meant by this ethical concerns and practices? Fashion is an industry, right? As we discussed in the last class, fashion is not just about clothing, is it? Is it just about clothing? Is fashion just about clothing? What about you, Sandra?
No, ma'am.
So, what is fashion about?
Accessories.
Only accessories.
No.
Fashion is about everything. Fashion is there in everything, whether it is architecture, whether it is furniture, whether it is the interior, whether it is the curtains you use, bed sheets you use, even the stuffed toys you carry, the mobile phone, the laptop, bag, shoes, everything. You want to look fashionable as much as possible, right? Okay. So fashion is everything. Hmm. Am I correct? Am I right or wrong?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So ethical concerns include fashion shows, celebrities, models, runways, trends, colors, very glamorous. But it also causes global issues and concerns. How? So, in order to create something, whether it is a garment, whether it is a footwear, whether it is a bag, we need material. We need basic material, right? We need fabric, we need leather, we need fox leather, suit leather. Like that, different materials are required. Buttons, wooden buttons, metallic buttons, plastic buttons. And when it comes to fabric, cotton is there, polyester is there, silk is there, rayon is there, linen is there. Like that, a different variety of materials, fabrics are available. And sequins, Okay. So we were discussing the global issues and concerns, right? So as I said, for a garment or for an accessory to be made, basic materials are required like fabric and other raw materials, right? So sequins will be used, threads will be used, fabric will be used, and different types of fabrics are there, different types of trims are available. Hmm. So cotton fabric is there, polyester fabric is there, like that, different types of fabrics are there. So cotton is a plant fiber, right? Hmm. So it will undergo a lot of processing. For the first, all the impurities will be removed from cotton. The process is called ginning, and after that, it will be spinned into yarns. Hmm. And sometimes it will be bleached. The raw color of cotton is not white; it is a beige color. Cotton is having a beige color. So in order to make cotton the white, in order to give the cotton that white shade, it undergoes bleaching process. Okay, chemicals are used, water pollution, soil pollution. Okay, so now you want a yellow cotton fabric, blue cotton fabric, black cotton fabric, whatever color it is. You want a colored cotton fabric. Now, cotton was having a beige color. It was bleached to make it white. And now we need a colored fabric, yellow, blue, green, etc. Hmm? Now, in order to give that cotton fabric these colors, it undergoes dyeing process. Again, chemicals. Before, natural dyes were used, but now it's all about mass production, right? When we use natural dyes, the cost will go up. So chemical dyes, again pollution. Hmm? Okay, so dyeing. When we cut now fabric, everything is done. Okay, now the fabric will be cut. Fabric will be cut into different pieces and shapes in order to stitch the garments or stitch the bags, whatever it is. Now it will be, there will be wastage of fabric, right? How much we try, there will be fabric wastage. Hmm? And they will dump this. Either it will go to water bodies, soil pollution or water pollution. Again, if they burn this waste, then it will be air pollution. Okay, again pollution. Hmm? And what happens to the garments that we wear? Every time when we wash our garments, every time microfibers are released. In each wash, microfibers, small fibers are released. Okay, so if you check your some of your garments, there will be small threads protruding out. It's called pilling. Small fibers protruding out of your garment. So such microfibers will get released from the garment every time you wash it. And again, this go to soil, water pollution, soil pollution. Hmm? Fish will consume this. Hmm? Other animals will consume it. And this fish, we eat the fish later, right? And it goes inside our body. So it's a cycle of pollution. Hmm? And what happens if this garment gets worn out? What happens? We will throw it out. Again, garbage. Again, waste. Right? And what happens? Then some people will say recycling. But for recycling, again, a lot of process are required. Again, pollution. The fashion industry produce a lot of pollution, cause a lot of pollution, right? Whether it is water, whether it is soil, whether it is air, pollution everywhere, right? Yes. So that is the reason why sustainable fashion is trending right now. Sustainable fashion also, it's not so sustainable. As I said, they were talking about cotton. When it comes to sustainable fashion, they are talking about natural, everything natural, cotton, linen. But they also undergo these procedures, right? They also produce microfibers. They also need to undergo this dyeing, bleaching process. So again, pollution is there. Those are not sustainable enough. Hmm? So that is ethical. Um, Global issues. Okay. When it comes to bags, when it comes to belts, when it comes to shoes, leather, we kill animals, right? We kill animals to acquire those leathers which are used in manufacturing these bags and all. When it comes to normal Indian brands and all, they put these products for sale. Once the season is over, they will put this product for 50%, 20%, 70% sales. So the other people can buy these products. But when it comes to luxury brands like Louis Vuitton and all, they never keep their products for sale. Once the season is over, they will burn everything down. If the product doesn't get got sold for 1 lakh rupees, then that product is not going to sell for sale. They are not going to put it for sale. They will burn it down. Again, pollution, right? The leather that we use is taken from an animal, right? Whether it is crocodile, whatever it is, again, killing. So ethical issues, right? Global issues. And ethical reasons are that a lot of people are working behind a single garment. Hmm? A lot of people are working in the fashion industry. So the industry should make sure that each of them is getting paid well. Each of them is getting all the type of protection that is required. Hmm? So ethical issues. That okay. I hope that is clear. Any doubt? Any doubt? If you have anything, please. Okay. This is cultural factors. As we said before, culture affects fashion, right? Of course, our culture affects, our religions affects, right? For some, it doesn't, but for some, it does. Hmm? So, cultural factors, reflection of culture. The fashion we follow will not be the fashion the Western people follow, right? Even though we call some outfits as Western wear, still they are not so Western. Again, our cultural influence will be there. We try to be modest as possible, right? Yes. Okay. Political event will affect fashion. Geographical factors, as I said in the previous class, climatic conditions will affect what we wear, right? Yes. So we the winter wear collections that is released in America, UK, etc., will not be the winter wear collection that will be released in India because our seasons, the intensity of temperature is different from those countries, right? So depending on that, the type of fabric, the type of silhouettes, the type of fit, everything will differ. The type, the color, the prints, everything will differ from that of Western countries, European countries. Hmm? Because we are different. Our situation, our climate, everything is different from them. So we can't afford to dress like them. Then historical inspiration. While designing a garment, whenever we are designing a garment, a lot of process is there. Trend forecasting is done. 1 year, 2 year prior to 2021. By 2019 itself, the designers will decide what will get trending during 2021. What will be the style that people will like to wear in 2021? They will conduct a research, they will conduct a study to know what will be the trend in 2021. And they will start working on it. Okay, they will start working on it. But by means of color, they will do color forecasting, they will do trend forecasting, they will do print forecasting. So what all type of prints would people like to wear in 2021? Which color? What kind of stripe? What kind of silhouette? What kind of garment? And based on that, different inspirations will be taken, and based on that, different collections will be launched by different designers. Okay, so that is inspiration, and people will take historical inspiration also. Key concepts and terminology. Okay, art. Art is the process or product of deliberately arranging elements in a way that a minute. Okay. Art is the process or product of deliberately arranging elements in a way that appeals to the senses or emotion. So that is what art is. So when you read a poem, whether it is a Malayalam poem, whether it is an English poem, the outcome or your takeaway from that particular poem will be different. What Lakshmi understood from that poem will be different from the takeaway of Santra, right? It depends on our mood, what we think, how we accept that particular writing, that particular piece of art. Same goes with paintings, right? After looking at a painting, a certain emotions, it's a flow of emotion, it's a flow of ideas. So the takeaway will be different for each one of you, right? Ardra, why is your video off, dear? I guess she is not there. Okay. Yes, Ardra, I
So,
can. Yes, yes, I can see you. Okay. So like that, art is a mixture of emotions, mixture of ideas. Hmm? Useful art. So there are different types of art. Useful art, decorative art, liberal art, and graphic art. So what is useful art? Useful art can also be called fine arts. Okay. Useful art can also be called fine arts. Beautiful art that has functional value. Paintings, sculptures, those can be called useful art, fine arts. Decorative art, clothing, accessories, furniture, all these comes under decorative art. It is a piece of art, but they are used for decorative purpose, right? So those are called decorative art. What is liberal art? Study of humanities, movie, drama, all these comes under liberal art. Graphic art, visual communication, 2D representation, photography, animation, that 2D things. Hmm? All this comes under graphic art. Ardra, if you are facing any kind of network issue, please let me know. Otherwise, you can't switch, keep your videos off. Okay. Design is the purposeful arrangement of the elements in a creative work or process. So what is the difference between art and design? What is the difference between art and design? Hmm? What is the difference between art and design? What is art? Art is the expression of emotions, right? It's all about emotion. What about design? Will it contain emotions? No, right? We will not try to express our emotions through designs, right? We can dress accordingly, yes, of course, but we will not design something based on our emotions, right? We will write when we get depressed, when we get sad, we will be like, now I want to write something poetic, right? I want to put everything down. Hmm? So art is like emotion. There is a bit of emotion there. What about design? Design is the purposeful arrangement of the elements in a creative work of process. Hmm? We arrange different elements, different elements in a creative way. Right? That is design. Hmm? What are these elements? Different elements of designs are there. Elements of design. Dot. Hmm? I guess you will be learning this. Elements of designs. Dots are there. Lines are there. Shapes are there. Hmm? Like that, different elements of design is there. Hmm? Okay, dots, lines, shapes, like that. So dots, when put together, it creates a line. Lines, when put together, it creates a shape, right? Then we create a volume when shapes put together. When multiple squares kept together, it creates a cube, right? Yes. Like that, different elements of design are there. And using this element, when we put together these elements in a creative way, a design is born. Okay, a design is born. Is that clear? So the design aims to unify function and aesthetics in a harmonious whole. So what is craft? Craft is the name given to the process of making objects by hand. It's the process of making things using your hand. If it is handmade, then it is handcraft or craft. You know what is handcraft. You right, handcrafted products are available. Hmm? So if it is made by hand, then it is a handcrafted product or it is a craft product. So what all comes under craft or handcraft? What all can come under handcraft or craft? weaving, handloom weaving. Kaitari. In Malayalam, it is called kaitari. Okay. In Paravur region, there is one Chendamangalam Kaitari, handloom weavers association. Okay, so it is handcraft, hand woven fabrics. Hmm? Like that, basket weaving is there, mat weaving is there. All these are hand woven. Jewelry, even jewelries are handmade. Now machine made is available, but before gold jewelries, copper jewelries, everything were made by hand only. Hmm? So handcraft. Knitting. You know knitting, right? You know what knitting is. You might not know the procedure. You know knitting. In Hollywood movies, the grandmas will be carrying 2 needles and woolen yarns to knit sweaters, shawls, and all. So that is knitting. And similarly, crochet is there. Using single needle and yarn, a whole mat, a whole garment can be made. So that is crochet. So that is also handcraft. So anything and everything that is made by hand can be called handcraft. Yes. Traditional handcraft includes basket weaving, carpentry, carving, ceramics, pottery. Yes, pottery is handcraft. Embroidery, knitting, sewing, and leather works. All this comes under craft or handcraft. So we are learning terminologies. Hmm? So trend watching, the process of identifying future trends. You know what is trend? We talked about trend forecasting. Hmm? So in order to forecast the upcoming trend, they will watch the movement of trend, how the trend is evolving from time to time. Hmm? Okay, in order to understand what is going to happen in 2021, they will be they will be analyzing how the trend changed from 2015 to 2019, how it was changing. And based on that factors, they will predict what is going to happen in 2021. That is fashion forecasting. Okay, based on how the fashion evolved in the previous years, they will predict what is going to happen in the upcoming year. Okay, that is fashion forecasting. So the process of watching or identifying the future trend is called trend watching. Bandwag bandwagon effect, a psychological phenomenon in which people do something because others are doing it. Okay, that is bandwagon effect. Okay, so Gaia is doing dieting right now. Hmm? So because Gaia is dieting, Basma decided to go dieting also. She also decided now from tomorrow onwards, I'm also dieting. And the same goes. Okay. So dieting. Now everyone is so fond of gym, working out, yoga, diet, keto diet, intermittent fasting, like that. Everyone is going like that, right? So diet. So because she is doing, now I'm also gonna do it. That is bandwagon effect. Okay. So flow, the spread of a trend across market and consumer segment is called flow. Flow, how it gets spread all over the market once a product is launched and how it reaches all the consumers. What is consumer market? While designing a garment, while designing a particular product, we will not be concentrating. If the product is going to launch in India, we will not be concentrating on all the Indians. We will be concentrating on a particular age group who belongs to a particular place. That is target market. That is consumer segment. Okay. We will segment our market. If India is the market, if India is our market, we will segment, we will divide the segment into different categories based on their age, based on their income, based on their purchasing behavior. Okay. Based on these factors, we divide the Indian market into different groups. That is consumer segment. So flow is how each piece or each product reaches these consumer segments. Okay. So that is flow. So it is already 2. It's time for us to wind